the area where when they were on their way out to Rolla.
Yeah.
See, like right now, I'm just barely out there. I got 200 bytes per second instead of 25,000. So it's weak. Because out here, the cell towers are too far and too far.
Alright, we're back.
Maybe not. Signal's going down. There we go. I'm seeing some people coming in back in. Thank you.
You got me in. I'm in.
Tommy Temper is just finally live again for the day. Rosie Rowe, we are back.
Okay, we lost everybody.
It's just going to take time for everybody to realize that the live went down.
It would have been nice if the weather today happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it would have been much cooler and we wouldn't have all been sweating to death and almost having heat stroke or heat exhaustion. Welcome back, Kayleen. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes, Mr. Carter. Right on top of that. All right. So, we woke up this morning and it was nice, rainy, and cool out down there in Jefferson City. So, wish that had happened yesterday morning before we started the convoy stuff. But, hey, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. There you go. There's your world's largest gift store. Yep.
I bet you the prices are so outrageously expensive.
No, you're in Missouri. The prices are not outrageously expensive in Missouri.
Not?
Missouri is one of the cheapest places in the country. The cost of the items when you buy them in Missouri are far cheaper than almost all the other states.
Really?
Really.
I thought North Carolina was fairly inexpensive.
It is, but it's nowhere near as inexpensive as Missouri.
Oh. Sherry Rio says hello. Hi, Black Wölf. Did you have fun yesterday? Question mark. Is X-Ray doing well? Well, we haven't heard from X-Ray since yesterday.
X-Ray was doing just fine yesterday. I don't know how he's doing today, but X-Ray was X-Ray. X-Ray was doing X-Ray things. He was on top of it.
Yeah, we invited X-Ray to come hang out with us after the rally, but we never heard back from him, so...
That's all right. He had to go.
Yeah.
Not to mention the people he was with had family members that were just a couple towns away, and they wanted to see them before they headed back to Indiana or wherever they're going.
Oh, look, you can go visit Uranus on Historic Route 66.
That's the name of a town in Missouri.
Uranus?
Yep. Uranus, Missouri.
Uranus?
Uranus. They pronounce here when you're here in Missouri, they pronounce it Uranus.
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 Uranus. Like you're in this, but crunched together.
Yep. Kayleen wants to know why is that about Missouri? Why is it less expensive?
Less taxes imposed by the state you live in.
tax at all.
No sales tax, but the state has put taxes in place on items before they even get to a grocery store. So you're not getting charged by the grocery store the tax on the receipt, but when you buy the item, like say Oregon has no sales tax.
Right.
You're gonna buy, say you go in and buy a TV for $250, right?
Right. Whipping out my cash, I'm getting ready to hand you $250.
Right. You give me the $250, you get your TV, the receipt shows $250. You can go across into Washington State and buy the same TV, and it'll be marked down at like it'll be marked down at like 240 or 238 or something like that. And when you pay for it, you got to pay $250, and then it's on your receipt, $250, because the rest of that was tax.
So basically in Oregon, the tax is already included in the purchase price, and you just aren't aware of that.
Right.
Got it.
It's just like a pack of cigarettes. In every state, the price is different. Okay? You turn around, the reason the price is different, get this, RJ manufacturer, they make and sell a pack of cigarettes for 50 cents. 50 cents. Be bought by anybody. All of the costs and the taxes for each of the states have already been added in. So you have states where the price of a pack of cigarettes is up above $20 a pack, and you have states where it's $15 a pack, and states where it's $9 a pack, and even some states like here in Missouri where it's still $3 to $4 a pack, maybe less. Because I know I bought my carton for 30 bucks. There's 10 in a carton.
Right.
10 divided by 3 is $3. It's all about state taxes and federal taxes.
Correct. We all know taxes are illegal anyway. Sherry Rio says, thanks for the information. Wish that she could have joined all of us Patriots yesterday. And then Kayleen said that I was born in Kansas. Sometimes wish that they had relocated when she was 9. Why is that you wish you hadn't relocated, Kayleen? Where did you relocate? You were born in Kansas. Where did you relocate to? Missouri? I'm confused. Oh. How come I'm only seeing there's one person in the chat? How many do you see in the chat?
I see 5.
See
It's
5?
different. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, I only see 1.
Because you probably have it set up to look at just top chat versus actual regular chat. I don't know
I
why.
have it on live chat.
Why in the world is
Kayleen's
my?
in Arizona.
Oh, I know why.
Why what? What's going on?
I've got fog. I've got condensation building up on the inside of my windshield from the air conditioner. That's why we're starting to lose visibility out the front on the camera.
Oh, I see.
You're gonna see it start to disappear now that I turned it to heat instead of cold.
Welcome back to you too, Italian Princess. Oh, so Kayleen's in Arizona. That's why she keeps wanting to get you to Arizona to buy you a meal.
I know.
Black Wölf.
I know.
Well, I'm not as familiar with your regular viewers in the chat, so.
Yep. So.
I really loved meeting Mobo yesterday too. He was awesome.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, Mobo, you're the bomb. You and your wife are the bomb. I loved you guys.
I would like to see Mr. and Mrs. Mobo back in the chat right now, but I don't remember how to get a hold of them. I don't know if I actually got their number, and since I'm live streaming, I can't really go looking for it because then I'll lose my live stream.
That that makes sense, Kayleen. I can definitely understand that. You wish you had stayed in Kansas because you were closer to family. My family's all spread out. I have a brother in Australia, a sister in California, aunts and uncles on the East Coast, some in the Midwest. That's what happens when you grow up with a military family. You wind up all over the place.
Yep.
Wow, that's the cheapest gas I've seen in a while, $3.89.
To Missouri 5, then take the first left.
Yeah. $3.89 for gasoline, $4.89 for diesel.
Yeah, that's the cheapest I've seen in a long time.
But you know what? That is still ridiculous
It is.
because diesel is the absolute cheapest form of a fuel product that we use to power our vehicles. They take the oil out of the ground, they refine it into many different things, and one of the first things that gets refined out is the diesel. Therefore, it should be the cheapest on the market because everything after diesel takes more effort, more refining, and costs more to make. So why in the world is diesel more expensive than gasoline? Because gasoline costs 3 times what it does diesel in order to produce.
We already know why it costs more money for the diesel, because it's needed by the truck drivers, and you're going to gouge the truck drivers.
Because they think the truck drivers are making a killing, and we're not.
Yep.
We're being driven into bankruptcy.
They're going to get a kickback from diesel fuel than they are regular unleaded gasoline from people just driving around in four-wheelers.
People always argue with, well, it's supply and demand. You guys are using so much more. Hey, excuse me? When I get into traffic, what do you see around me? I don't see that many semi-trucks around me compared to all the cars. And they burn 10 times more gasoline than we do diesel.
Yep.
Even though they have better fuel mileage, they are out there running around a whole lot more than we are. When you take into account how many semi-trucks there are versus how many cars there are in the country.
Right. So I'm not a mathematician, but if you just think about it logically, so if the cost of unleaded fuel, if it was the opposite, and diesel were cheaper, and unleaded gasoline was more expensive for the average consumer, what's the average tank size, gas tank size in a vehicle versus a semi-truck? You have what, 300-gallon tanks?
You have between 10 and 20 gallons on a car.
Okay.
You're going to have to stop and fill up at least 3, maybe 4 times
Okay, but I'm looking at the money factor.
compared to the times I have to stop.
Right.
Which means you are literally more demand. The gasoline is at a much higher demand than diesel. So if you're looking at it as a supply and demand, I can blow that out of the water too, because how many cars do you see? I'm one semi-truck. How many cars do you see right here? Everywhere that are out. And every one of them has to fill up their tanks 3 to 4 times
Right.
in one fill-up.
If unleaded gasoline was more than diesel, would they not make more of a killing off of the average consumer just driving a four-wheeler than the truck driver?
Yeah, they would. They would. But everybody in the world wants to blame the truck driver for all the problems. It's not just the gas and diesel prices. It's the roads. It's, like these ruts. You can see the ruts. Look at that pickup in front of me right now. He is perfectly inside the ruts. Perfectly inside it. I'm about 1.5 feet wider than he is. I don't fit in those ruts. So it's not the semi-trucks that are causing the ruts. But people like to blame the semi-trucks for it because we are heavier. The fact is, the amount of vehicles traveling that road are a majority of cars. Maybe by 1,000 times versus semi-trucks traveling that road.
Right.
So the cars that are the vehicles that are doing the most wear and tear on the roads are, because there's a million more of them on the road than there are semi-trucks. Now, there are places in the country where semi-trucks are so extremely dominant on one particular road that, yes, there are huge ruts just from the semi-trucks.
Yeah, like I-81.
But those places are few and far between when you're traveling around the country.
Right. So right now in your chat, you have a couple of people that are becoming friends on Facebook. That's pretty awesome. I think it's awesome how all of us patriots are banding together and making friends through these live chats, through Facebook, through other social media platforms. We're like one big family that just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Will you go, lady?
Yeah, go lady. So yeah, that's pretty awesome if you guys in the chat can get together and be friends on Facebook and continue to communicate outside of Black Wölf's chat.
Yep.
We're a growing family. We all have to band together, continue to unify.
This is one of the reasons I came all the way out of the Northwest to be at this event this weekend here in Jefferson, Missouri. Jefferson City, Missouri. I'm a firm believer that we need to support any and all of the freedom movements, regardless of mainly because of the fact that who are you to decide which one is going to get something done and which one isn't? You cannot see the future. And if you are going to be out here trying to support freedom and trying to be heard, you need to be showing solidarity across all states. Anytime you have a chance, like if you live close to the border of, say, Missouri, and there's an event that you hear about that's going on over in Illinois, by all means, go over and support them at that event. This is a movement that everybody in the country needs to come together under. And it doesn't matter which part of the movement.
Correct.
Because if we do not, then we will not succeed. Because it's always been true. United we stand, divided we fall.
Yep.
Rosie had pointed something out today. There was a news article out that through in the quiet dark this weekend.
FDA and the USDA.
The FDA and the USDA. They both snuck something through in the dark and the quiet this weekend and kept it quiet.
It's disgusting.
Oh, it's very disgusting. Can anybody take a guess at what it might be? I'll wait.
All in the name of climate control.
Oh yeah, they're saying it's all for climate, to help relieve climate change.
Actually, it's to poison.
Right. So.
No one's answering. You might just have to spill the beans, Black Wölf.
All right. I guess I'm going to spill the beans.
Spill the beans.
They approved laboratory-grown, cultured
Lab
meat.
meat.
Laboratory grown meat.
Ugh.
Laboratory grown meat.
Taken from the
Take a cell or two from the muscles of any animal,
put it
and
in
they
a
put it
petri
through
dish,
a petri dish culturing, and they start growing it.
salt, and what else did they add?
Sugars,
Hormones.
sugar, salt, and chemical proteins. That's what they use to grow laboratory created meat.
And they want us
They
to
have
consume
just
that.
they have just made it. They've just approved it